Hey everybody. I'll just give this a little bit and see if anybody comes in. I hope you're all having a really good day today. The weather's actually cleared up and I'm going to be doing some planting after I get done here. Just going to share this out. Hey Doris, you are the first one. How's your day going? Hey Mom, how you doing? Sorry about the light. Still getting snow there? Thanks, Doris. Louise Moon is actually my mother, just so you're aware. No. Oh, wow. I'm going to go out and try and plant some of my plants we got after I get done here. There's a bunch of other people planning on hopefully coming in. Yeah, Mom Doris is one of the ones that comes to my channel all the time. Hello, Donna. How are you? And Donna, I'd like you to meet my mother, Louise Moon. It's first time ever for her to be in one of my chats. So, sure. Hey, Mary. I'll give you a link to come up in just a minute. And Mary, my mom is actually in one of the chats for the first time. That's okay, Donna. Okay. And I don't think my son or my daughter-in-law are going to be here this time because they're both working. Thanks, Donna. And I sent it to you, Mary. Good. Really good. We're getting good weather here, and I went for a drive. And I'm looking forward to getting some of my plants that I bought on the weekend in the ground. Hang on just a minute, guys. Sorry about that. Hello, 13 spirits. How are you? Love you, Mom. I'll talk to you later. You can always come back. Dom, I played the intro you sent me. It is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you notice up in the top of the screen, I'm using the logo you gave me. Hi, Christine. I'm going to wait for a couple more people to get in here, and then I'll start on the Q&A. I'm going to ask you questions. Based on your answers, I will go from there. Yeah, Dom, you need to email me your link to your PayPal or whatever it is that you're using. If you could do that for me, please. What wasn't you? Nobody's in trouble. No drama, no nothing. It's just something that you guys I've been talking about for a while, so I thought I would do a stream for it. And there is not going to be a spear box today, guys. Just so you know. I know I'm known for that, but gonna do a little different this time. I'm gonna hopefully teach you guys something. Thank you. Hey, Danny. Thank you so much for being in here. How have you been feeling, Danny? And I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about it over and over again, but Danny White Wolf has been one of the ones that has really inspired and guided me. He's an amazing person and has an absolutely amazing channel. If you want to drop your link, Danny, let me just double check something. Okay, just 1 second. I'll fix that. There you go, Danny. Why don't you go ahead and drop your links? Yes, he is. He's one of the most giving people I know. He's got a heart of gold. And Danny, you're going to have to let me know after this if you agree with what I'm going to talk about or not. And maybe offer me some suggestions. Thank you, Doris. You should drop your YouTube or your Facebook thing too, Danny, if you'd like. Let me guess, you didn't expect to get plugged so hard when you came in here. I have missed you, Danny, a lot. And Luna's going to be coming up in just a while. She's just busy doing something. But as I was saying, I'm going to do a Q&A. I'm going to ask you guys the questions, and then based on what you answer, I'll proceed from there as to where I go with things. Hey, Masha. Welcome. And I ask that if any trolls come in here, guys, just get rid of them. Don't even acknowledge they're here. Just ignore what they're saying. Please and thank you. If you're talking to me, Masha, I'm good. I am actually very good. Took a long drive, centered myself, did some thinking, hence the fact that I'm here. Now, I am wanting this channel from this point forward to be a place people can come and feel comfortable and feel they're heard without all of the drama and other stuff. And that's what I'm hoping for going forward. There's been enough drama, more than enough. Hey, Eli. Hi, hon. Hi, Alaskans. Thank you for coming to my stream. Yeah, it's best for everybody. We all have enough issues in real life without coming to YouTube to get more given to us. And my mother may or may not be coming back into the stream. I'm not sure. So please do not time out Louise Moon, because that's my mother. Hey, now it's dark. How you doing? Long time no see. Yeah, Danny, I go on everybody else's channel and talk about you. So your ears must burn. Okay, if you guys are ready for me to ask a question, put a 1 in the chat, please. And before I go any further, there are no wrong answers. Yeah, probably Danny. Cute, Danny. Hey, Backroad. How are you? I'm going to be asking questions of you guys. You get to answer based on what I see, then I will proceed. It's going to be about paranormal and life in general. I'm going to make you work for your time. I sent you a link, Mary. Okay, so everybody ready? First question, and think about it before you answer. What do you think is a paranormal investigator's most important tool? I'll give you a minute or two to think about it. Cute Backroad. That can be a tool as well. Okay, so I see a couple EVPs. I haven't seen Danny's answer yet. Oh, yeah. Coffee. Cute, Danny. That can be important as well. Very true, Doris. And yes, Donna, what you're saying can be a useful tool as well. Hey, Cindy. Yes, Masha. It helps to be sane. Okay, are you ready for my answer? Put a one in the chat if you are. What I feel the most important tool is for an investigator. That's true too, Dark. That kind of comes in the middle. Very much so. Very much so, Danny. Okay, what I use the most and what I feel is the most important tool, not just for the paranormal, but for life in general, is to rely on your five senses. Your sight, you always watch everything around you for your safety and awareness. Your hearing, for the same reason, because your hearing is actually very perceptive and you can use it as a directional finder. And your voice for communicating with the spirits, and also for communicating with people and things around you. And touch. And by touch, I mean being aware of how things feel around you. And your brain is also one of them, because your brain is what's going to tell you the fight or flight, as well as helps you process all of the other senses. And if you're not calm of mind, it makes it hard for all of your other senses to work. So you need to be centered. For me, what I do is before I go on an investigation, first and foremost, I reach out to the Creator, do my prayers, do all of that. And then I center myself kind of, and a good exercise to do to center yourself is just close your eyes, let everything go. Don't think about anything. And just pay attention to what you feel around you? What energy you feel? Is it warm? Is it cold? Are there any vibrations? And then listen, pay attention to what you hear. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you can make out different little sounds around you that you may not be aware of when you're thinking about everything. Then that, for me, is the best state to be in to communicate with the spirits. And always, always, always go with your gut feeling. If you go to a place and feel that you shouldn't be there, then you shouldn't be there. Plain and simple. EVPs, all of that, that's all mechanical stuff. And mechanical stuff, while it's good, may not always work. It's not always as reliable as your own body and your own senses. Hi, me. But, okay. Do you have a question for me? Yes, Donna. Candles can be a very good scent. Like, the spirits can draw energy from them. And it acts as a guiding light and a way to focus your inner feelings. And a lot of people use them for meditations and spells. Okay, Danny, take care. Thank you. And back road, goosebumps are a form of your body letting you know that there's something up. My best qualities? Oh gosh. That's a hard question, Doris, because I don't see myself the way you guys see me. I have a lot of faults. Um, my best quality, I guess, is I'm able to listen, actively listen. I guess would be what I consider my best quality. Because by doing that, I can understand the background of what's going on. Hey, Lauralee. Hey, Sleepless. Um, like it allows me to understand and see what might be behind an issue and to help people work through issues, which actually leads me to something else I'm going to be covering later. Not on this one, but another one. Um, I guess I've always been able to keep myself fairly calm. What's that, Donna? My gift. Hey, Mary.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
I can hardly hear you. It could be me, though.
I don't know why everybody else hearing me. Hi,
I've been told that,
Sleepless.
Matcha. I can hear you now, but I had to turn my microphone up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's fine. Okay, Elaine is saying she's having a hard time hearing you too.
I don't know what the problem is. I mean, let me check my settings. They shouldn't have changed though.
Okay, my turn. How many of you have walked outside, closed your eyes, and just felt the outdoors? Felt the energy and stuff around you? Okay, back row, do you know where I'm going with this?
Can you hear me better now?
I can.
Guys in chat, can you hear me now? I feel like the commercial. Can you hear me now?
You're good, Mary, I think. My mom was actually in here.
And I seen that earlier. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, I think she had a food delivery come, so she had to go. But that was impressive. That's the very first live stream she has ever come into. Bam.
I thought she'd come into mine before.
She may have. I can't remember. Yeah. What I
Seems
was
like I've
getting
never
at.
seen her name.
She can't comes in under Louise Moon.
I know, that's what I said. I seems like I remember her name. I don't know.
Right, Maja. Um, Doing that, being part of nature is important for people's well-being. And so is what I was talking about earlier with the clearing your mind and just making yourself more aware of what your body is doing and stuff. It's all important, not just for paranormal, but if you can connect enough that you can feel the energy and feel the energy moving through you, it's a very good way to relieve stress and get rid of anxiety.
It's a good way to open your chakras too. To
Yeah,
clear yourself, to
yeah,
become one with nature, become one with yourself.
yeah.
I like going. My personal, what I like to do is go out when it's like, I don't know, 75 to 70 to 80 degrees outside, and just sit in the sun, and I put my face up to the sun and I hold my arms out and I just clear myself. And I can feel it. It's like I can
Yeah.
feel everything around me. I feel the peace come over me, and just
Mhm.
it is the most wonderful feeling just to sit there, and it's like you can feel the heat radiate through your body, and it's great.
Yeah. And that's great, Laurel. I can't pronounce your name properly. I apologize. I'm probably butchering it.
Laura Lee,
Laurely.
Laura Lee. It's Laura Lee or Lorelei, one or the other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the full moon too. Yeah, to go out and just on a warm summer night and just sit. Oh yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. And before you think it, I'm not going in any specific direction with this. I'm trying to get people thinking, I guess, about ways to heal themselves and protect themselves from external influences.
Right.
Because you know what? Everything I've
Hi,
talked about,
Chris.
hi, Chris. Everything I've talked about so far is a good way to just let stress go, center your body, whether it's paranormal or not. Number one,
I,
a
I
good,
have found, yeah. I mean,
A good standing rule is you do not go into any investigation when you're feeling low in energy, when you're upset.
most definitely. That's why I haven't went live lately because my energy's been low, and my and I'm all about paranormal, and it's hard for me to go live without talking about paranormal or get asked questions and stuff. And if
Mhm.
my energy's already low, I don't want to add to it. So that's
Yeah,
part of the reason why I haven't went live. You know that,
yeah.
but
And I think the majority of us that are in the chat right now can honestly say that at one point or another they have been influenced by other people's feelings.
most definitely.
And that's a good way. Hi, Carl. Long time no see.
Hi, Carl.
It's a good way to try and separate what's your feelings from external.
Right.
Because if you center on yourself, focus on yourself and what you're feeling, it'll separate itself.
And streaming can be stressful. It
Again,
can be.
I hate being on camera. I literally hate it. But I'm doing it.
Right. I mean, I
Hey,
love
Yankee.
I love to stream. I'm not saying I don't, but it can be stressful. You know your people who want to come in and stir
Mhm.
crap. It's where and everybody knows what I'm talking about. The ones that just come in and say what they
Okay,
want to
Donna,
say.
thank you, hon.
Um,
Right.
it's where you have to have extremely good mods, ones that you
Mhm.
trust 100%, or at least you think you can 100%, and you need to let them deal with it and not talk about it. Because if you talk about it, it's just going to bring it on. It's going to get
Hi,
worse and worse
Cindy.
and worse.
Thanks.
Been down this road, you don't want to do that. It's just going to bring you stress and unhappiness. So
Yeah.
just ignore what they say, let your mods deal with them, and go on with your whatever you're doing. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's what you got to do. I've been streaming for almost 3 years, and I'm telling you, if you talk about it, the worse they get. So you ignore
Mhm.
them; they go on about their business after about a week or so. So best thing to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what we're
That's why
talking
I
about.
ask my mods, and I'm going to
Right,
be posting it on my channel, that you just let it go.
right,
If it's somebody that is not, like, is saying stuff that is not appropriate,
right,
then just time them out. Don't say nothing. Don't comment. Don't just do it.
right,
But that's not to say that you can't. I don't want you not allowing people to have a say if it's a legitimate, respectful conversation.
right. And people are they can have their opinion, but they
Hmm.
need to do it respectfully. I mean, as long as they're not saying nothing out of the way and they're asking questions or they're saying, "Well, this is how I feel about something," they have a right to their opinion. But there's a line. There's a line you don't cross, and that's how you do it.
I'm glad things are better, Father, like son.
And I mainly said all this for one person in the chat. That person knows who I'm talking to. I'm sure they do. I'm just telling you, it's the best way to do it. First thing you need to do is clear out all your mods, all of them, and start over,
Hi, Miss New York.
and just make certain ones a mod and leave it at that
Hey, Pikachu.
for now. Anyway, you know, I'm homebound. Most people knows that. Not everybody knows that, but Misty knows I am. For now, I am anyway. I'm basically homebound. For me to chill out or to get my anxiety in check, because it's stressful not being able to do things like I used to do. It is hard to do that. It's hard. Hi, Pikachu. It's just it's hard to calm yourself and to go to that place where you need to calm down at. And I have found that here lately, I've found that coloring, it's a big, anything that you keep your mind busy. Like, hi Yankee, Kyle, how are you? I found that coloring does wonders. Believe it or not, it takes your mind away from things. You kind of just block everything out, and it calms you. It brings this calm over you. Reading takes you somewhere else. If you're homebound, reading will take you to another world, and you feel like you're, it's
Grapes.
it helps you. It really does. Reading does. Um, you can watch TV is another thing, but it's not the same as reading or
Michael.
coloring or.
Sorry, Mary. I just want to answer Michael.
All right.
The topic basically is there is no real topic other than discussion on how to protect yourself, heal yourself, and just get rid of all the negative energies that are around you. And it's not just paranormal, it's real life situations and ways to deal with it. Sorry, I shouldn't say real life because paranormal is real life. But sorry, I digress. Go ahead, Mary.
And another thing is, if you want to clear yourself, it's just, I tell you, if you can't get your mind to shut down, it's hard to meditate. Meditation takes, it's just, you have to sit calm and can't have nothing going on around you in the room you're in. Everything needs to be calm and just zen like. And but it's hard for people to meditate. So my meditation is coloring, reading, stuff like that that brings me peace. And like Misty said, I even sound better than what I was sounding when I was, a couple months ago when I was streaming.
Yeah.
I'm more clear now. I'm more focused. Um, I just feel better. Uh, I had to have a break just to clear myself. I was sick though. I did take a break because I was sick, but I will say that I feel much better than I did
Yeah.
2 months ago.
And to touch on what you said, Mary, some people use music
Yes, well, Yankee just said
and
that. He just said
yeah,
that. Music
that's a
does
product
calm
of
you.
mine.
Like sometimes I'll listen to music while I read or while I color. When I color, I
Mhm.
listen to music.
Yeah. And you know what, guys? There's no right or wrong.
No,
You
it's just
can pray to whoever you want. You
right.
can meditate. You can do yoga. You can do whatever.
Right. You can crochet, you can knit, you can do diamond painting, you can do.
Yeah,
There's
like
so much that
Canadian,
you can do.
and a bunch of them do the diamond painting. I, until I got my hands as bad as they are, I used to do crochet and needlework. I still read and do all kinds of stuff. I go for walks. But yeah, life in general can be stressful. And over the last little while, everything is stressful. Going shopping, getting gas, everything is a stressor
I don't know if
for a
that's
lot of
you or
people.
not. I guess the colors would be yellow and red. Is that
For
you?
for
Donald?
me,
Yeah, from 13 Spirits.
yellow and red for what? I'm not understanding 13. I love what you sent me.
Right, Carl? I get what you're saying there. Music is music soothes your soul. It's like it's a common
Mhm.
thing that everybody likes is music. I mean, think about that. It can be any kind of music. I don't care what kind you listen to, down to beats, to rap, to blues, to
Oh, okay.
temporary,
Sorry,
all of
Dom.
it. I'm just saying, it's something we
Yeah.
all have in common as music.
And Elaine, yes, self hypnosis, if you know how to do it, actually works too. And so
Yeah,
does
if you
something
can do
called
that.
biofeedback, where you consciously move energy through your body. You
I know
visualize
now,
it.
right? I know now since I've gotten more aware and more clear, and my energy's better.
Hmm.
I can actually sit and just like it's like I'm zoning out, but I'm not.
Yeah,
I clear myself. I go into myself is basically what I'm doing,
yeah.
and it's like I it's a Zen thing for me. Like I can, and there for a
Hmm.
while I couldn't do that. I couldn't
Yeah.
focus on that, and I couldn't. So I knew that I had to stop everything I was doing. I even quit watching TV. Literally, for the last 2 months, I haven't watched. I've watched very little online.
Well,
I haven't.
it could be just me, but I find that a lot of the stuff on TV is either extremely violent or negative.
Yeah, I only watch certain things to start with. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't watch any of the reality TV shows unless it's music based. I'll watch them, but the rest of it, I won't watch. Because for starters, I don't care how reality it is. It's not really reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not real. It's all
They're acting
staged.
for the camera.
Right. It's all staged. I don't care what you do on there. It's staged, and
Yeah.
so it's not reality.
Like, there is, like, don't think that we're trying to tell you guys what you have to do. There is
Right.
no right
No.
and wrong. It's whatever makes you feel the best.
Whatever makes you be the better person of yourself.
Yeah.
Um, Whatever makes you feel happy, and
Mhm.
what makes you feel calm and collected, and your thoughts are clear. It's whatever you feel like that you need to do for yourself. We're just giving suggestions on how we do it, or how
Mhm.
we live our lives. Doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah. Yeah, Carl, that's very true. I don't have much luck meditating, but for me, it's because of external things. Like, it's like when I open myself to meditating, it's like it opens up some kind of a magnet or something and pulls every living
It
creature possible.
opens a portal for you.
It just it draws everything around me.
That's what I'm saying. It pulls.
Yeah,
You're a magnet. It pulls to you.
yeah.
I know when I open like that, it does the same thing. But I've learned how to not. I'm in a bubble. I can only get so close. I'll tell you how to do that later.
Yeah.
How you can put yourself in a bubble where they can't get to you.
Raves, that actually sounds awesome. We have a river down here, and I find myself being drawn to it all the time. In fact, the picture that's on my background is of the river down here where we live. And that's the other thing I do to de-stress is I will just grab my camera and snap pictures. I don't play with the settings. I don't do anything. I just pick it up and snap pictures. And believe it or not, that's when I catch the most interesting paranormal. Is when I'm not looking for it.
Yeah. Well,
Like a
that's
good
anybody. I mean, and I think it's when you catch it off guard, or they don't realize that that's what you're there for. That's
Yeah.
when they come out. If
Or
you go
you,
to a place, say you go to a place to do investigations, if they know that you're there to do that, chances are they're not going to let you see them. That's just how it is.
and contrary to popular belief, guys, the reason I didn't comment too much as a yes for all the mechanical stuff that you were talking about, like the K2 and EVP, is I don't know if you guys realize that they can pick and choose if they set it off or not.
Yep.
If you watch my home videos, you will see orbs going through my K2 and through other things that are up there, but not one thing will go off or it won't move. I'm sorry you feel that way, cigarettes. But yeah, it's one of those things. I firmly believe that they can pick and choose what they're going to interact with and who they're going to interact with. But yeah, do you have any other ideas of stuff you can do, Mary? Thank you.
What for what? Um,
Just in general, like ways to communicate with spirit and open yourself up to it, but still be safe.
well, first off, you never try to communicate with spirits or anything in the paranormal unless your energy is good. Unless you're not, I'm not saying you have to be perfect in it, but I'm saying that you don't need to be upset about something and then go do it. You need to make sure that you are clear as much as you can. Always, always pray before you go in, and when you leave, say a prayer again, and also tell them they cannot follow you home and that they have to stay where they're at. They are not welcome to come with you.
Yeah, you have to have
Also,
very
do not let them use your energy. Do not offer your energy up unless you are extremely experienced in the paranormal. That is strictly a no because they can attach themselves to you and through you.
and
You
they can
go
drain you.
yourself to yes, plus drain you out to where you don't have any energy at all. So I mean that I'm just that's one thing I would say. Don't go into it unless you're clear headed and that your energy's good. Don't go into it drained because it's draining just doing it. Just doing the spirit box will drain you.
Yeah.
Some people it drains, some people it gives them energy.
Well,
With
for
me,
me, it jazzes me, but
it
that's
does
because I'm a battery.
right. It does me the same way most of the time. There's a few times that it will do the opposite, but not very often. Um, but I've learned how to keep it from draining me. That's the big part about that. You need to do some research on how to put a wall up where they can only do so much, like where they don't touch you, or to put your shields up where they can't literally get to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's if you go to a cemetery or you go to anywhere that's haunted, or and if you're an empath, you have to have that line where they can't cross.
Hmm.
If you're an empath and up, I should say, in you're gifted, um, because
Keep back road.
they can't attach to you, and yet that's what you
Actually,
don't
what
want.
Backroad just said is very true for everybody. If you ever notice when you're out in the sun, you feel
Yeah.
more energized.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah. Thank you, Dom. I want to show. I don't know if you guys saw a lot of come in after I started. I should be able to show my intro, right? Just by clicking on it.
Well, yeah, it's yours. You can show anything that's yours. Yeah.
Okay, Dom did this for me.
Well,
I
you
think
got to
he's done
share
it.
it.
Oh, I do. I can't just click on it and say show
No.
because it's
Go
on my
down to
video.
where it says. Go down to where it says share.
Okay, because it's okay. I can do it that way.
Well, yeah. If you're going to show something, you have to go down there and share the screen. That's what I'm saying. And make sure you push on for audio if you want the audio to play. You get what I'm saying? There's a little square box at the bottom that says audio.
Okay. I don't know if it'll play because I don't have any luck sharing over the media player.
Mayhem, they get it from us, yes, but they get it from lights. But they can get it from food, like you can do. If you're going to go do an investigation, you can take oranges with you. You can take apples.
Yeah, it's not going to work that
tobacco, way. You can take water, because water carries energy.
Okay, I'm going to try
an offering.
I'm going to try and do it this way. I'll hit the show on my StreamYard side of it.
Right.
Because I have it listed under my video clips.
All right.
And we'll just see if this works, guys. This is one that Dom did. Did it work?
Yes, it did. I like
awesome. It. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Yep, I like it. Hi, Matt.
Sound waves have been proven to work. Sorry, I'm just
hearing
Carl. Sound waves can help clear your chakras as well as help focus your third eye. And sound waves also can either repel spirits or draw them in.
High life goes on.
High life goes on.
I'm sorry, I've been talking so much. I feel like I've been taking over your show.
You're fine. You're fine. We're working well off of each other. Hey, Matt.
Does anybody got any questions for us?
I have a question. Does what I've been saying and Mary have been saying so far make sense to you guys? I'm sorry, Matt.
Oh, sorry, Matt. It's hard to lose a pet. We have a question.
Yeah.
Brave wants to know how you get rid of a spirit that's attached to you. You can answer it. I can answer it. Doesn't matter.
You go ahead.
It depends on what type of spirit you have. First thing to do is identify what type of spirit it is, whether it's a regular normal spirit that's just decided they want to be there around you all the time, or if it's a negative spirit, what it's causing. Does it move things? Does it keep you awake? Does it, there's they're setting things to find out to before you can get rid of it. There's several ways to get rid of a spirit. It just depends on what you're dealing with.
Matt, you're fine. Yeah, first and foremost, you have to identify what it is.
Right.
But do you mind holding the fort, Mary, so I can grab a coffee?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
And you also, whenever you need to find out what it is, you need to go to somebody who knows what they're doing too. Somebody who, that you feel like understands and that knows the paranormal and knows how to deal with spirits like that. Um, I have gotten rid of spirits before, but when they get real nasty or there's something that I can't exactly figure out, I would go to somebody else. And believe me, I've been in paranormal since I was 5 years old. So, but there's ones that I just don't know how to deal with, or I'm learning to deal with, and to help people, and so I'll go to somebody else. Mirrors, mirrors can be portals. Um, it just depends. I mean, not all mirrors are like that, and you don't have trouble with you know all the time with mirrors. It just depends on spirits in the homes or what's around or spirits that's around you. Some can depend on your what you deal with, like whatever you deal in. I'm just saying, like, how do I want to explain that? You can, if you open doors that you don't need to open,
I'm back.
that's part of it.
That's how I take mine, Raves. 2 sugar and a little bit of milk.
Mine's mostly milk and a little bit of coffee. No, I like creamer. I like regular creamer, not milk. But I like the powdered creamer, and I
Yeah.
like the liquid.
Do you like chocolate mint?
Yep.
Um, Chris from like Father Like Son
Uh huh.
put me on to something. In Canada, they have something called an Aero bar, which is chocolate filled little air bubbles and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they have a chocolate mint one.
Uh huh.
Take that, a piece of that, and melt it into your coffee or your hot chocolate.
Uh huh.
Oh, it just sounds so amazing.
That sounds good.
Oh yeah, like you think about it, it would give it the like the chocolate and the mint flavor, and still have the background of whatever you're drinking.
What about if it's very, very old free religion?
That would be a Danny question, I think.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, to me, that would be an elemental or
That's what was going through my head.
yeah, it would be an elemental or
Oh,
um,
do you, Raves?
what's the other one? Ancient spirits. There's a name for them.
I've heard that
Anyway,
too, about a mirror facing your door.
yeah.
Would block negative energies.
You know, people are prone to put. I've noticed. I don't know if this is part of it.
I
When it comes to the mirrors part, the only part I know is about if you have negative energy around you, they can come and go through the mirrors. But and it's I'm not really depth on mirrors, but or what I know about them. But I will say that people do put mirrors by their front doors a lot. My mother used to.
Mhm. And mirrors can be used in witchcraft as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You can scribe with them, but
Hmm.
I've never used one. I will say that, and I'm not going to
No, I
because
don't use them that way.
unless you know exactly what you're doing, you can open a lot of doors there.
Yeah, I've never tried the orange ones, Elaine.
She says the orange is gross. Yeah, I'm not into chocolate orange, man. Orange flavored chocolate. They have that here, and I don't
I don't
like.
know, those orange things you can get are not bad. The ones that look like an orange.
I don't like.
Oh, wow, Yankee. Have a safe trip.
Carl sent to me in my messenger what the are you talking about on YouTube? They do. If they're on YouTube, Carl, send me their channel and I'll go to them and see what they got.
Yeah, I'm always careful not to put two mirrors facing each other
Oh
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I could be totally off base, but my feeling on it is it could potentially open a doorway for them to pass in.
Right smack dab in the middle of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. Like I haven't done, I'll be honest, I haven't done any research, but that's just my feel. It doesn't make me feel comfortable. And part of that could be I just don't like looking at myself as well. So,
I personally think that you need to really know what you're doing before you
yeah.
use mirrors. Period for anything in paranormal, most definitely,
This is
because
this is gonna sound funny, guys, but if anybody's a carpenter or woodworker, you'll get what I'm saying here. The old adage of measure twice, cut once applies to paranormal as well, in that you do your research, you investigate the area around it, and then you do your actual investigation. If you do the first two parts, the last part's going to be a lot safer and a lot more enjoyable.
all
Or does
right,
that sound
Carl.
off?
I mean, Carl, we could ask Danny. Danny's been in it 50 years. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, Danny is our
I'll
resident
tell
go to.
and if anybody can figure out how to get rid of something, it'd be him.
Hmm.
So if they need help, whether they're over there or over here, I'm sure he would be willing to help if he can. I'm willing to help if I can. So are they facing each other, Carl? The mirrors?
Not seeing any answer.
He will. He just takes it around.
Yeah.
Dom says, don't put a mirror in front of the. Dom knows a lot too, actually.
Yeah.
He said, don't
I'm
put
actually
a mirror.
wanting to interview Dom on my channel.
I think that, I personally don't have a lot of mirrors in my house anyway. I got the one in the bathroom, in the bathrooms, and that's it.
Huh. That almost sounds like there was a spirit in the house that had an attachment to the mirrors, but not if their issue started after they moved them.
Did they put them back? Dan, you're quick, man, because I didn't even see that. Well, I was reading Carl's thing, that's why.
I know, Dom. I just got to sit down and figure out when. It's my problem. With everything going on, it's hard to lock things down.
Doris hit her. It's gone. Um, well, see, they probably had a portal in the middle of the mirrors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's probably, I would say that that's probably why they got upset when they moved them and
Yeah.
messed with their portal to the home. I'd say that's what happened, but you know. Oh. Chris, I would have loved to have seen that video of you guys at the cemetery.
Oh, it was awesome.
If you still got it, send it to Misty so I can see it. Please. Your wife told me that you seen the White House that I talked about that night before you went.
Are you, Elaine, are you talking like for your house, for just in general?
Well, Carl, the people they brought in, did they know what they were doing? I mean, was it people that you knew or that knew how to get rid of a spirit, like how to cleanse a house? Or to get rid of spirits there, not to cleanse a house, but to get rid of the spirit? If you want to keep negative energy out of house, one big thing is I'd sage it
Yeah.
and I'd take it when you sage a house, start at the very back of your house. Go
And
room
always
to
have a
room,
door open.
window to window, door to door, doorway to doorway. Take it all the way to the door that you want to open and let it all out. You don't want to open the windows, nothing like that. You just want to open the door. It gives you ventilation because of the sage, but it also takes all the negative and all the energy and all of that out that door. You sweep it out basically, and you can Put a blessing above your doorways. You can use olive oil that you say a prayer over. That's blessed.
Hmm.
You can use salt. You can salt your window sills or above your windows and above your doorways. Um, you can use salt outside. He's right. Um, Another thing, you take four crystals. This is how I've done it. Take four. I take clear quartz. I charge them, and then I put in four corners of your house. After you cleanse it out, put them in your four corners of your house, and it kind of makes a barrier in your inside of your house. And you need to charge them every month. Once a month, you need to charge them in the
Hmm.
moonlight, or you can use. Uh, I just went blank. Cellulite. Am I saying it right? Cellulite. Cellulite.
Selenite.
Cellulite will cleanse them. Will energize them. Moonlight
Yeah.
will. Um,
Yeah.
uh,
Words are another way. You could use sigils.
right. Um, there's ways to protect your house. That's just a few of them. So
What I also have come to realize is sage dried is really, really good. But if you're like me and utilize the energies of nature, what works really good for me is a living sage plant. Have a sage plant in your home. And if you have property, plant sage outside. And mint also, if you have mint growing, you can plant mint, have it in your house, or you can have it outside your doorways. Um, Cedar is another good one. You can do it like a potpourri and put it in your entryways. It also works. If you really want to do an extreme cleansing, burn bay leaf, but you have to be very careful. And certain sages you have to be careful about burning as well. With bay leaf, it clears everything out. So you have to, bay leaf will create like a void. It gets rid of everything, good, bad. You have to refill that void with good intentions. So, like, and also you should do that when you're clearing your house too. Is have follow the cleansing with good intentions. Like, for example, you could either say or think to yourself the things that you want to see in your home, like goodwill, less stress, whatever you want to see, you manifest by thinking it, sort of thing. And it's the basis for any kind of witchcraft and stuff is you put your intentions, good or bad, into your work. And cleansing a house is, I don't want to say it's witchcraft because it's really, it is, but it isn't. Um, but it's still the same thing. Like even when you light a candle to use for intent, you need to let it burn down so that intent gets permeated and sent out. And yes, Tom, bay leaf is very strong, but bay leaf is also very good for
cedar
somebody
is
with
good too.
breathing. Yeah, but bay leaf is especially good for somebody with asthma or
Right.
bronchial pneumonia or that type of thing.
Right.
So it does like a dual, like, because Jason has asthma really bad. So every
Uh-huh.
once in a while, I'll go, because it clears out, for whatever reason, it clears out all the dust and pollen and stuff that's in your home.
Right.
So I do it every once in a while, and it helps like to cleanse because I do a lot of spirit box and stuff in my home. So it just basically, and it doesn't mean you're driving the good spirits out because when you do that, you can make that part of your intention. is that you want, like, you could do something, for example, like, okay, I drive out all of the negative energies, thoughts, and intentions in my home, but I ask any positive, higher energies and loving energies to come into my home. It's kind of like you're opening a revolving door
Right?
for every negative thing you're taking out, you need to replace it with a positive.
There's another thing you can do too if you own your home. Um, that you can do outside on your four corners of your house. You can go around your house and you can put salt, like Dom said, 13 spirits. Um, you can make a little. I call it like a little. Take a stick and do a little trench around your house. Put the salt down in there, and as you're doing that, as you say a prayer over the salt that you're putting in there, and you can say one as you go, like it's almost like chanting. In the four corners, I found that you can take uh, sage, cedar. I've used both of them together. You take that and you take um, a clear quartz. I put that in there, and I've also put obsidian, and I've put oh, I went blank. What's the other black one? Uh, for protection. Your protection stones. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
I went blank.
Yes.
I know them like the back of my hand. But I went blank. Anyway, you can take them and bless them, and put them in the four corners of your house, your garden, or whatever you've got around your house, and that is very good for protection too.
Yeah, and promise not to laugh, guys. We were redoing the caulking, and my main thing is having to replace the salt because that's one thing you do need to be aware of. You need to replace the salt every
Right.
once in a while. Um, I got what I thought at the time was probably a stupid idea. We were recaulking around the doorways and things. So I just put some caulking in a bowl and mixed it with the coarse salt that you can get, like the pickling salt type stuff.
Yeah.
That's really coarse grain. I mixed it in and then I used that to caulk my doors and my
That's
windows.
that's an
And
idea.
it's still there. I keep checking it every once in a while, but you can still feel it because the a certain amount of it'll dissolve into the caulking, but there's
Yeah.
still some there that stays intact because the caulking protects it from the moisture.
Right.
So it seems like one of those crazy ideas, but it actually worked. And that's the
I
other thing you
usually,
need to be aware of. What works for one person, guys, may not necessarily work for everybody. You have to go with what your
right.
instincts and gut are telling you.
We're just giving you the basics of what you can do. Basically, it's up to you on how you feel or what you feel about it. Sweetgrass is good, yes. Rose petal, blood dragon, yeah. He's
Very
got
true.
one though.
What Dom says is true, Mary.
Yep,
If you use lavender in your mixtures,
yep.
you need to be aware that it will actually keep the spirits there.
Yeah, I don't use lavender for anything.
I'll use it for some of my inner healing stuff. Like when I'm trying to send good healing, I'll use it, but I never use it to
Hi,
get rid
Tig
of
Tig.
spirits. Hey, Tig.
All right, Carl. Just let me know. You know how to get a hold of me. You know how to get a hold of Danny too, and Misty. I mean, it may take all of us. Who knows? But I doubt it. But
Very true, Matt. If you're doing a cleansing, the whole house needs to be involved.
Right.
You
That's why I
can't
said start at the
have,
back of the house and go all the way through it.
no,
Not just sage in the middle of the room either. You want to go to your closet. You want to go around the doorways and the windows with it. You want to, while you're going through the house, you could be saying a prayer, or you could be, you know, whatever you feel like saying
hmm
that is positive, like telling him, this is my house, please respect it, move the energy out, whatever you need to, however you want to do it.
yeah,
But the best way is to say a prayer, cleansing prayer, and that's how I do it. That's how I've done
yeah,
it for years. Well, Carl, you would know that because I'll have to say, you're strictly psychic.
yeah. Beds and stuff, Elaine, come more when you're are definitely like trying to seal portals and stuff.
I know that here lately, I've noticed since COVID, believe it or not, and just before it actually, because we've talked about this, about the veil being thinner.
Yeah,
I feel that people's abilities and their empathic sides, and because I think everybody has it.
yeah.
It's whether they choose whether they want to use it or not. I
That's the same
so
with everything life goes
I
on.
started reading what life goes on, but I'll answer.
Yeah,
I'll say that in a minute.
yeah.
Anyway, um, where was I at? I went blank again, Misty. My mind's going 90 to nothing on this stuff.
Okay, I'll address what life goes on, and you think about what you were gonna say.
All right.
Okay, life goes on. You're absolutely correct. All of the practices and everything pretty much revolves about around the use of energy,
Right.
energy, and in good intent or bad intent. It,
What you put in the universe is very powerful. You can
yeah,
either put good energy, you can put negative energy.
and like anything else, the energy continues going. It does not just dissipate or
Right.
disappear. So you got to be aware whatever you put out there into the world is going to eventually come back to you.
Right.
Tig, he's okay. He'll be back around, and that's true.
Um,
It's only if you believe.
anyway, what I was saying about people, I think people are feeling things more than they used to. I
Yeah,
think that they're feeling the energy around them more than used to. They don't have to believe in paranormal to feel that. Um, they don't have to believe that there's spirits out there or whatever. They don't have to believe like we believe or anything like that. I feel like that people feel energy more now than they used to. Um, I think it's because it's almost like it's vibrating anymore. Does anybody get what I'm
hmm
saying with that?
yeah,
It's like the energy is flowing so much more,
yeah,
and there's been a lot of negative energy put in with the good energy lately.
yeah.
That I think people are feeling it more. Um,
And it's not just people; it's the
no,
spirits
it's
are feeling it
everything. The
more.
spirits, the animals, everything around us is energy to start with. And
hmm
whenever something goes wrong in the world, or something happens, or our energy is or we're more stressed out and more everything, well, that causes the energy around you to flow differently or to flow more faster, I should say, or more
Yeah.
intense. And so that could cause issues, you know. I mean,
And
it's
there's a lot of confusion, which also will
right,
radiate.
right,
Any emotion will radiate, good, bad, indifferent. It all has an effect. And it's like crossing over spirits. You can't effectively cross over a spirit if you don't approach that whole scenario out of light and love. If you're doing it out of fear or any of those lower base energies, you are not going to be successful in what you're trying to do, whether it's cleansing, any of those things. You have to go into it with the highest intentions. And utmost, you've got to have respect for that spirit that you're trying to cross over.
right. And to answer kind of what Matt's saying,
Yeah.
I see what he says about the house not getting any better, even though they had all these people from different religions and stuff come in there to try to bless it. But the sun was what was opening the doors. They needed to
Yeah.
fix that problem first, and then they would have fixed their other problem. But I can't believe nobody tried to tell them that. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, if you got somebody that's doing that, and you know they're doing it, that's the problem. Um, I agree with that. Spirituality is different from a religion, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. You can be told something is supposed to be some way over and over and over again, but you have to go with what you believe in and what you feel is right.
Voodoo is very powerful. So is witchcraft.
Yeah.
Um, and it says you have to believe in it for it to work. No, it can work without you believing in it. But and you can not believe in it all you want, and or not or choose not to even acknowledge it. But it
Um,
works. Trust me on this. If the person
Matt,
knows what they're doing, it works.
Matt, in all honesty, what you're saying is technically true, but as I've shown on one of my videos, um, spirits can utilize something that doesn't have a battery in it. They just infuse their energy into it. It's harder for them to do. And like you take me, for example, I drain batteries very easily. But on the other hand, it's like a give and take. I can drain the battery, but I can also use energy to reach out to people. And I guess, would you say it's kind of like transferring my energy to people, Mary?
Yeah, yeah, because you have done that. I can share my energy too, but
It's kind of a
I
give
don't
and
have
take.
enough sharing lately. But it is a
Mhm.
give and take. But
But as a rule, what you said is right. There are exceptions to everything.
right, and not knowing that he wasn't that he, aka Christian. The only thing I can say about that is after all them people they had come in there, nobody picked up his energy or picked up that he was like that.
See,
I would have picked it up instantly.
I've that's interesting what you said,
But
Dom.
that's me.
Because there have been times where I've kind of questioned myself as to whether I was the one setting the K2 off, or the spirits were, in a couple of different instances.
I've made mine go off.
No. And Matt, I would love to have you up here, hon, but I'm going to be closing this down at 6 o'clock. Yes, that happens a lot, Carl, to people. And in 9 times out of 10, the people that are doing it aren't aware they're doing it. That's what they call, I believe it's a psychic vampire or something like that, isn't it, Mary?
Yeah, no, they cipher your energy. Like they feed off other people's energy. They drain.
Yeah, in a
I know some
future
people like that.
in a future live stream, I'm going to try and talk a little bit about how to build barriers and give you techniques on how to do it. So that'll be a future one. But yes, it's very there. You run into those everywhere. Like cashiers, for example, I was cashier. I used to run into it all the time. And if you're sensitive to people's emotions and stuff, you're going to find it draining to start with, being around people. And it's hard to tell what's your energy and what isn't.
Well, Matt, I agree with you on that. What I was trying to say is about the guy that was talking about the house that they had all these people come in to cleanse it, and he was playing like he was Christian, and he wasn't. And he wasn't. I mean, somebody should have picked up on him.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought, all them people, somebody should have picked up on him not being, even though he was doing cover up, playing Christian.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I would have picked it up, but I've been doing it for years too. I can pick it up
Yeah.
on people,
Hey,
and I don't even
Boomer.
have to meet them. I don't
Us,
have to meet.
Boomer.
Hi, Boomer. I don't have to meet them. I don't have to. I don't even have to be in the room with them. I can see them and chat, pick up stuff.
Yeah.
But that's me. I'm just saying that, I'm not saying everybody's like that. I'm just saying that out of all them people, do you think somebody would have picked it up? I mean,
Well, speaking, hang on. Sorry. Speaking of energy transfer, what would you guys think of somebody that's able to move flame from a candle, one candle, to an unlit candle? What would you
oh,
call that?
I think it's very possible. I've seen it done. I personally know I've done things when I've been angry and made things happen that
Mm-hmm.
through telekinesis,
Yeah.
but it's when my energy is so focused.
Will do, Dom.
So focused on one thing that I caused it to happen, and I got people that's witness to that. But I doing it on a regular basis, I haven't honed myself to do that. But
I used to be able to do it. I haven't done it in a long time, so I don't know if I could still do it or not because I'm out of practice. But one of the things that a friend of mine showed me how to do is to draw from your own energy and form an energy ball between your hands. And I also have this interesting little, I guess you would call it passive aggressive ability. If somebody comes near me, because I have so much energy in my body all the time, if they come towards me in an aggressive manner, I have literally shocked them like a taser and sent them flying. And it was caught on a video camera, a security camera. When it happened, I don't know how I do it. I couldn't teach somebody to do it. It just happens. That, or if I'm pissed off and somebody comes up and touches me, they get an electrical shock. Yes, Dom, it is visualization, and it also involves biofeedback. where you move energy to different points in your body. Boomer's asking how your tooth is, Mary.
I just put a message to him in the chat.
You do have gifts, Matt, whether you're aware of it or not.
I told him before he really got into talking about this when he was on Dave's panel. I told him that he did.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with going on the scientific side because I do it myself.
Right.
I analyze every little thing that I see, which makes me kind of dangerous to myself because I will walk up to something. If I'm not sure, I will walk up to it and investigate, which isn't always a good idea.
We've done it on panel. We've
Uh-huh.
we've analyzed our own stuff on panel. I look at both sides of it. I look at scientific
Yeah.
and
Like, I
yeah,
love it when people give me suggestions on what it could or couldn't be. I love that. I don't take offense at all.
that's good, Boomer. Um, I will send you an invite when I go live again. I think I'm gonna let's see what it is today, Wednesday. Um, it'll be sometime between now and Sunday. I'll tell you that.
No.
So I just got myself back to where I feel good enough, energized enough to do it.
Yeah, Carl, I've tried that, but I've never been very good at what you're talking about is sort of like where one person's looking at a picture and the other one tries to figure out what that person is looking at. I've never been, there's been times where I've been able to do that, but it's not a reliable type of thing for me. It's like a hit and miss. There are a lot of people out there that are amazing that can do that. Yeah, life goes on. There are people out there that tend to play up on their abilities. Like, I have a lot of abilities, Mary has a lot of abilities, but it's trying to show people that we all do. We are all born with certain abilities, and now more so than ever.
Well, I just said it a while ago. Everybody's born
Yeah,
with it. It's whether they choose to use it or not. I
yeah, or
mean,
whether it's trained out of them or not
and
as
some
well.
people like me, I'm gonna go like I am, or like Boomer is, or like Misty is. It started in such a young age with us that that's all we know. I mean, it's something that didn't go away. It's something that has stayed open. It's something that has progressively gotten stronger, and
Hmm.
it's just something that we live with on a daily basis. It's not something that we can just turn off. I
Yeah,
mean, I can turn it off to a certain extent,
I'm sorry to hear that, Boomer.
but
And I'm finding as the veil thins,
it's
more of
harder to
the
do.
more of the babies that are being born with more obvious abilities. Like, it's more up in your face type of
Well,
thing.
if you look on Netflix, there's a show on there. I think it's Netflix. No, maybe it's on Lifetime or something. Anyway, it talks about these kids who are these children who are born remembering their past life, who they
Hmm.
were. I mean, down to detail to what their name
Yeah,
was, where they lived, how they died,
yeah, family members and stuff.
the
Yeah,
whole 9 yards. You do too, Boomer. Don't even go there. I know nothing.
yeah. I know nothing. I
All
see
right,
nothing. I
Boomer.
hear nothing.
Okay. Okay, Boomer.
Well, that's the thing. We're all just people, Dom.
Right. I mean,
Everybody has abilities, whether they're psychic or what. They still have abilities.
they could
Some
be
people are better at talking to people. Other people
right.
are better at listening. That's an ability.
Right. and everybody has that gut feeling or has that with their own intuition where they feel like whether they can trust somebody or not trust somebody.
Yeah, Boomer, that's
That's
the
an
name of the
ability.
show.
I mean,
Yeah. And some of these children that are being born and able to
the ghost of
remember,
my child. Yeah, that's the name
they
of it.
have they have like birthmarks and stuff as well. Like if, for example, like if they got shot, they would have like a little birthmark where they got shot.
Yeah.
It's amazing some of the stuff. And like who was it? Uh Jared King actually put out Jared King TV put out a very thought invoking video. I think I told you about it, Mary, on
Man.
different aspects of not necessarily paranormal, but cryptids, aliens, and all of that. And he comes up with some very thought provoking ideas.
Yeah. I got a few of my own on that, but I don't
Yeah.
know if they're the
And
same as
personally,
this, but
I don't think there's a right or a wrong way until it's actually face to face with people.
right.
There's always going to be questions. And even once they are face to face, there's going to be questions about anything. All I hope is that people do this with an open mind. Don't automatically assume that what they may not be familiar with is always evil or out to get you, because that's not always the case. They may be as afraid of you as you are of them.
I was laughing at Boomer. I'm like, who is he talking to? And I look up, and it's Doris.
Yeah, not always, Matt. I've met a few that are just out there learning, the same as everybody else. Like we're all constantly learning. That's part of life. The ones I'd be afraid of are the ones that say they know everything.
I don't know everything, but I do know my abilities. Everybody's abilities are different.
Yeah.
I have several, but you know that. Boomer knows that. I mean,
Hmm.
there's a few people that knows that, but there's some that I don't talk about. Um, that I haven't really used on here, but
Yeah.
I can say that everybody has something. They just it's in their choice whether they want to use it or not,
Yeah.
or if they want to open up to it. That's all I
Yeah.
can
Like
say.
I want to address something Matt said. Matt, sure, you may not be psychic, but you know what? Your ability is reaching out to people and teaching people and in knowing different means of surviving. That's an ability. That's a talent. Not everybody knows that. Hmm. Funny Boomer. And that's true. The more you know, the less in
Why
some
did
cases. Oh, he's just joshing around.
I know that? But why did
What?
somebody took his thing off of there? Uh, Marshall's Mayhem and Miracles deleted his thing on there.
Okay, Marcia, can you please undo that?
Yeah, untime him. I mean, give him. I mean, Boomer's fine, you guys. Trust me, if he says something wrong, we'll tell him. You guys don't have to. Boomer's one of us. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, Masha. Sorry.
And she may have done it by accident, but
Yeah, that's easy enough to do.
sorry, Boomer, stick around. Don't go nowhere. He's just playing with. He's just messing with us when he says that.
Yeah, Masha, I'm not going based on no content because I have people that come in here all the time that don't have YouTube channels.
Yeah, we do, Doris. I agree. We all know Boomer. Boomer's been around for a long time. He's the one that got me to start a channel.
Oh, you're Masha, you're
I've
fine.
known him for like 4 years now, 4 or 5.
What I'm basing time out, guys, so everybody knows, wrenched or unwrenched, is how they react, how they are talking to people. Like if they're obvious trolls and they're being rude, greet them with respect, same as you would want, but time them out. Anybody that's being polite and respectful and just asking questions or making a comment, they're fine. If that's the case and there's an issue, I will personally time them out. Okay. Because I have people coming in all the time that are just coming to check the channel out that are friends, family, coworkers,
Matt.
that kind of thing. So they may not necessarily have content. Like for
um,
example, my mother comes in, she has absolutely no content.
Doris, he does have, but
It's blocked.
it's it, no. I'm saying he does. He does have a channel. It's not blocked. He
Oh,
opened
I
it
thought he
back, but when he opened it back, he didn't get his stuff back. That he lost all of his
Hi
people.
Laura
He
Lee.
lost everything. So what I'm trying to say is that he does have a channel. He had several videos on there. He
I'll
lost them
talk to
all.
you later, Elaine.
But anyway, hi Laura. But anyway, it's a long story, and I'm not going into it. It's his business. I do not spread his
Hmm.
business.
Yeah,
But anyway, he does have a channel. He is a good guy and
he is very experienced.
very experienced. Knows more than I know, and I know a lot. But he's got me beat.
Yeah. Okay,
He's actually
guys.
taught me a lot.
Yeah. It's 6 o'clock. I've got to end this because I have real life shit I got to get done. Like
All
I give it
right. Good
maybe
night,
3 minutes
everybody.
for the phone to ring.
I'll
Love
go
you all.
live. I swear I will. Anywhere between now and Sunday, I will go live.
And before I end this, guys, I want to ask you all a big favor. If this is the sort of live streams I want to start doing, informational, answering questions, is this what you guys are interested in seeing? If it is, please go to the comments after I close out. If you have any ideas on stuff that you would like to see a live stream done on, feel free to make a comment and I'll look them over and see what I can do about addressing it. And much love and blessings to you all. And thank
Night,
you so
everybody.
much for being here with me.
Night, Carl.
Night, Carl.